What it do, ladies and gentlemen? Thinking Out Loud, the podcast here. And this episode that you're listening to is sponsored by Anchor. Now, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, man, you're missing out. But it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Looking to get into the podcast game soon? Let me explain it to you. Anchor has tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your mobile device or even the computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and the list goes on. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. But the best part of it all, Anchor is 100% free, man. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. That's ANCHOR.FM. This is the Thinking Out Loud podcast, and enjoy the episode.
Yo, this is it. We're live.
Yes, sir. Well, oh yeah, we is live. Matter of fact,
No
good,
intro
man?
needed.
What's good?
Not much, man. Just chilling. What are you up to?
Same old shit, different day, man. Just trying to get my money up and whatnot. It's Friday.
It's Friday, man. Yeah, yes, sir.
What's the Friday plans for tonight? Any drinks? The bar? What's going on?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure that out right now, honestly. I've got a friend who just reached out to me, see if I wanted to hang out, so I might do that. But other than that, just chilling. What are you up to?
Shoot, man. Tonight might be a little gaming night. I might play the new Grand Theft Auto, the new Call of Duty, pretty much just, try to find something to do. Just keep my mind off things and just enjoy my time being in the house as an introvert, stuff like that.
Well, hey, before we get into anything else, let me just say to all the mods listeners right now, I'm buying stock in a mod, okay? because the mod's going up, all right? He's got a lot of things he's gonna do. He's gonna, who knows? He could be an actor. He could be a rapper. He's working on being a model. He's got to lift a lot of different lanes that he can go down. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And he's only going up. So don't be surprised when he does. I'm just telling you guys, the mod's gonna be the king of the world pretty soon. So just wait.
So I wish, man. Appreciate it. Just trying to work my way to the top, But
Sorry,
shoot, man, what's on your mind today, man?
What's on my mind today, man? So, okay, is that kind of how you do it? You just kind of open up and we just start going off?
Yep, we just thinking out loud.
Oh, that's the name of the podcast, though, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Man, thinking out loud. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of different ways we can go with it right now. There's a lot of... What are you on right now? What are you trying to talk about?
Anything that just comes to the brain, man. It don't matter what it is. It could be about food, sports. It could be about, some chick you got a crazy story about. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, you can just share it to the world.
All right, well. All right. So let's talk about food. We'll talk about food because you mentioned that first. So all right, let's go top 3 fast food chains.
Top 3 fast food chains? Shit. I would have to say McDonald's, Taco Bell, and I want to try something different. Something that's not like everywhere.
So you're trying to tell me you can go to McDonald's and you won't be in the bathroom the whole day?
Oh, nah. McDonald's will make me shit on top. Nah, that shit fuck up my stomach, man. I don't know, because I'm thinking of a chicken joint. I don't know if you ever heard of like Checkers and Cookout and shit like that.
I've heard of that, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's like in the South and whatnot. It's not even really up here, up north, but nah, I want to say like Cookout and Shakes, man. Them shits are valid. Like, I love them shits right there.
See, yeah, that's the thing. You gotta have like the trifecta. You gotta have either a good burger or some nuggets, and then you gotta have a good drink and something else,
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. Like, what you think about Chick-fil-A? Like, how would you feel about that?
I love Chick-fil-A personally, but I've got beef with Chick-fil-A. I'm not gonna lie.
You got beef with them?
Yeah, man, because it's just like every time you go. Well, actually, this is my experience for all the people who are listening that live in like Syracuse area, because I used to live there. You can't go there ever, dude, unless you find the time. But anytime I went there, they're always busy. There's always a huge line.
Sure.
So I've never been able to enjoy it like I wanted to when I lived there. So I don't know,
Like,
man. But I would
I
probably
love Chick-fil-A, like their mac and cheese and the waffle fries. This is my only problem with the waffle fries, right? So
be careful, Ahmad. Be careful, man. Don't disrespect my waffle fries, man.
nah, but with the waffle fries, it's like the way I feel, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but them shits just need like a little bit more salt. That's just me, you know. Like
I can understand
I like my
that.
salt and pepper on shit, and I know when something needs more salt or needs hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a big advocate on that. And personally, like they're not bad, but that shit definitely need more salt. That shit disgusting without it.
Right.
Well, the Chick-fil-A sauce too. That definitely like that adds like a plus.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I would probably go. I'd probably go Burger King number 1, just because
Burger King.
it's. Oh, really? Really?
I don't know. Like Burger King nuggets, them shits taste like deer ankles, man. I don't know.
We talked about that. I forgot. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's just like it's always an easy go-to for me. Lately I've had Arby's though, but I think at number 2, it'd probably have to be Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
And number 3, and I'd probably go Arby's. Yeah.
Arby's is slept on. Arby's is real.
It
slept
really is though, yeah. Because like
man, people like to down talk it, but it's like Arby's, like they got some good like fries. The curly fries. Ever had those?
yeah, actually I had it today, and they had, I don't know if they just started doing this or I'm late on this, but they had cheese with it too.
Yeah, cheese to it.
Yeah, so I mean it was good. So it's in my top 3 right now.
That's new. Like I never heard them having cheese on it though. That must be new.
It was good, and it was like warm cheese with the warm fries. They did it right. So
that shit sounds good right now.
dude, I'm telling you, man, it was good.
I might have to go to Arby's in a minute. I'm not gonna lie.
Now everybody listening to this is gonna go to Arby's right now.
Shit, I used to you know what else Arby's got that's so good? The milkshakes.
The Jamocha shake, right? Yep.
Yeah. Them, man, I remember the last time I had one was probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I drank that shit, all my problems were gone.
Oh,
I
man.
swear. That shit was amazing, dude. Like
I know, dude. That changed your life right there, man.
that shit's like, you know how you be like at a party or a kickback and you just like this little nerd guy and you like bag the, you know what I'm saying, the girl at the party or some shit. Man,
that's all you need right there.
That shit was beautiful, dude.
For sure. All right, so we'll change it up. So you said one of the things was a girl that's broken your heart or something like that. You got any stories over there?
Shit, I got a ton of stories, man. But
you got.
I want to hear yours though. Like I want to hear about the time you got your heart broken. Like matter of fact, you know, because I'm the host and everything. I want to, you know, invest into my guests. Like, when was the first time you ever got your heart broken by a female?
Man, the first time I ever got my heart broken by a female. Are we talking like middle school, or are we talking like high school, out of high school, you know?
The toughest one would definitely be high school, because we all been through that shit, man. But I mean, just whenever, you know, middle school, even when you was a kid, whatever happened, you know.
Well, I would say high school. That would I only had one high school girlfriend, so that was I'll leave the name out, but everybody's gonna know that.
Nah, names is anonymous on here.
Yeah, it's anonymous, but you know, we dated for a little bit, and you know how it is growing up. You just think that it's the one, you know, and it's the girl, and you're all invested in it, and then some things happen. I'll put it that way, where she was just, you know, doing some different things and going down a different route, and it just didn't involve me. I'll put it that way. So, you know, it was tough to realize, but once I kind of worked through it, I got over it. But it was tough for sure. To, you know, to all the guys out there, I'm sure they know. You know, that
man, everybody done definitely got their heart broken at least once. Whether you got cheated on or she just led you on or whatever the hell happened. All I know is like what you just described. I call it like sneaking and geeking, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like
So
they just, you know, be fooling around behind your back, and you won't even know until you either like check their phone or they just show red flags.
right.
You know?
Yeah, for sure, man. So I would say only one time, and then probably one time outside of high school. But the first, yeah, I don't know how much I should be putting out there, but one of them was kind of like the girl was kind of talking to somebody else, so that was a bit tough, and then the other one was just kind of she didn't really know what she wanted. She didn't know what she wanted to do, so it was kind of something like that. So
Nah, I've been there before. Yeah. I mean, all of us have pretty much though, if you really think about it.
But you work through it. And hey, right now, I'm just single. I'm just chilling. So to any lady listeners out there, I'm taking all applications. I'm about 6 foot.
Y'all heard the man.
Ask Ahmad. He'll be able to verify. I'm about 6 foot. I'm about 175. I got a slim figure, but I'm looking good.
Yo, man, that's crazy.
Got a good personality. This is like real life Tinder right now, man. They can hear me.
And another thing too, you like to listen to rap music. That's what a lot of people like to misconstrue. Like, matter of fact, let's talk about that real quick. Like, what do you think are your top 3 albums that were released this year? Like your top 3, whether it's like J. Cole shit, Donda, Certified Lover Boy,
I'm glad you asked that, man, because that's a really good question. So for me personally, and I know everybody's got their own kind of grouping of rappers that they would prefer to listen to. Like you got people who, nowadays you got people who listen to YoungBoy, but you have people who still listen to Jay-Z, or Eminem or Nas or older guys like that. And sometimes you have people who listen to more like the mumble rap, like Migos and Future. But for me this year, the number one album that I've listened to is The Voice of the Heroes by Lil Durk and Lil Baby.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. That shit was hard, bro.
I mean, every song on that album slaps. It's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's like Lil Baby and Lil Durk. They like a dream team. You know what I'm saying? Like, they definitely underrated. Nah, I wouldn't even say underrated at this point, but because they mainstream. But yeah, that shit definitely went crazy because it came out back in like May, I think, May or June. And I remember when it first came out, like that Friday, how they drop at midnight.
Yep.
I was playing that shit. I forgot where I was at, but I was playing that shit, and I was just like, man, these motherfuckers here go hard right now. Like,
yeah, man, and they compliment each other too so well too. Is the thing,
Like Lil Baby, my opinion though, because he been out for years. Like, I first got put on to Lil Baby obviously through Drake, with the Yes Indeed, and over time, it was like people was like to say, "Oh, he a mumble rapper, he this, he that." But over time, especially in like 2020, Lil Baby really like got up there. Like, he improved lyrically and flow wise got a little better. But because before it was like people was calling him mumble rapper, all type of shit, and I wasn't really fucking with him much, other than like Yes Indeed and what was it, Drip Too Hard with Gunna and shit.
Yeah, yep.
But then like 2020 came, he dropped the Bigger Picture and all type of shit, and even features, and I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker killing it. He one of the hottest artists right now, next to Drake and shit like that.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna break it up and do a 2-3 for the rest for the next 2 that I have. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say at number 2 tied is going to be CLB and Donda, just because I don't want to disrespect either one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like they weren't terrible though either. Like me personally, my favorite one out of them 2 was Certified Lover Boy. Like, and I know it's gonna be like mixed emotions and mixed, reviews. Like, damn, why you like this? Or Drake just being Drake on this shit. But you gotta think, like, to me, that album, it reminds me of remember Scorpion?
Yep.
Yeah, how I had like one side was kind of like rap and shit, and stuff like that. And then you had another side, like side B was like nothing but R&B shit. This one is a little different with Certified Lover Boy because you got your R&B mixed with a little rap in there. Then you got your pure R&B. Then you got your rap and radio hits and shit. And then you just got a little like reggae in there too, because he had like a little reggae track.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the thing is too, like when people try to compare the album, it's like they're almost 2 separate styles, because like if you listen to Donda, a lot of the songs have really deeper meaning. If you look at the lyrics, what I like to do is go on Genius or just be on Apple Music, and you can look at the lyrics as they come down the screen. And for Donda, it's a lot more meaningful lyrics and like life experiences and just deep stuff that he talks about, you know, a lot of things that kind of touch home to your heart. And for CLB, it's a lot more just like Drake explaining like, yo, I'm the best, this and that, whatever. And some of the slower songs, you know, to girls and stuff like that, to women, you know. So it's like two different styles. It's really hard to compare and be like, well, this one's better. If they were both doing the same thing, it'd be a lot easier for me to pick apart, okay, well, this is clearly better than that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
now,
I would say
those two, I want to say this, like, because, you know, both albums, they weren't terrible. They weren't bad. You know, they got some pretty good cuts on there. Donda album definitely had a lot of, like, gospel type tracks. Like,
right.
You know, it says it in the name and shit, too, like in the title. But out of those two albums, now, I don't listen to the radio like that or whatever, unless it's, like, Sirius XM. But when I listen to any song from both of those albums, what you think, like, which album you think got the most, like, radio play in your opinion? Or, you know, like, do you think it's the most played out songs? Like, for example, like Donda, you know, Moon with Kid Cudi, that's my shit. But I feel like it's gotten played out over time. And if you were to turn on, like, the radio or some shit, that'd be one of the few songs coming on. And just like CLB, you got Way Too Sexy with, like, Future, Young Thug, and them. Nah, the music video, that shit was funny with Kawhi Leonard.
That was really funny, man.
It was mad random, though. But nah, like, out of those two albums, though, like, what would you think, you know, got the most played out songs?
Most played out songs? Well, I think right now, personally, in my view, I feel like it's too early to tell which ones are, but I can already foresee that Way Too Sexy is going to be played out too much.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I don't really see any, like, you don't see too many, like, super mainstream radio songs from either of those albums. So
nope.
I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what, like, Jesus Lord on Donda is probably one of my favorite songs ever, personally.
That go hard right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's 7 minutes long. And that song was phenomenal. Come to Life is extremely good too. I think I talked to you about that the one time because I was talking about that one verse where he was like, he brought a gift to his daughter and all she wanted was Nike. Mm-hmm. God is still alive. And I'm like, wow, that line was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But so I don't know. I think it's a little too early to tell. But my third album of the year would be, and this one's easy for me, is J. Cole. What's that?
Yeah.
What was that album called? The off season, right?
Yeah, the off season. Yep.
Oh, that was phenomenal. And I'm sorry to all the people out here that I'm gonna disappoint about this, but I'm not a huge J. Cole guy. I'm just not. Because I'm more of like a flow guy. You know, I'm more of kind of that upbeat whatever. And J. Cole is just a phenomenal lyricist, and he has some upbeat stuff, but he's more of his forte is that lyrical content. You know.
Yeah,
but I listened to that album, you know, top to bottom, and it's just, regardless of whether or not you like him, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I remember the time I first heard it, like when it came out at midnight, the day it came out, and I was just listening to it. I think I'm with my girl that night, and I'm just listening to that shit, and I'm just like, yo, this shit goes crazy. Like, the first track, you know, he had a little surprise cameo with Cam'ron, the rapper. And I was like, yo, like, this is a nice little intro. And then he had some other songs, like Pride is the Devil. What's that one song? Him, 21, and Moray. I forgot the name of that shit, but they always play it on the radio.
Yeah, man, I forget what that's called.
My Life. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that shit goes crazy, too.
Interlude is really good, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Man, J. Cole, man, like, he one of the few, like, lyricists actually in the game. Like, you got Kendrick, but Kendrick not really dropping anything other than, like, he just dropped Family Ties with Baby Keem. And that song was all right. I didn't like it after a while because it just got a little played out.
Yeah. Well, I think people probably forget, too, about some of those artists, like, maybe like Kendrick or even like a J. Cole sometimes, too, where they're not super mainstream. Like people get so used to, oh, Drake, or Travis Scott, Post Malone or somebody like that, where it's just, I mean, yeah, some of those guys are really good, but the real like lyricists and true rappers, are kind of like, they're not always played everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the thing about that, I mean, speaking of Travis Scott, he going through a lot of it's a lot of fire under that man's name right now after that whole Astroworld incident.
That was crazy.
That shit was terrible. See, like, I'm scrolling on Facebook, Instagram, all type of shit, even on Google, and I'm seeing nothing but, it said 9 people now instead of 8 died in that little shit, and I'm like, damn. And
wow.
I seen the video. He was, like, I think I was on Twitter or some shit. I seen the video, and he was just like, still doing his performance over like somebody's lifeless body. I seen that shit. I was just like, whoa, like, I ain't tried to feed too much into that, like put my opinion into it, because that's just not who I am. Like, I mean, if an event happens, it happens. I ain't gonna, just sit here and be like, people die every day, which is a fact, but
right. Well, I mean, me personally, man, I'm like examples like that are the reasons why I don't go to things like that. The reason why I don't go to concerts. And honestly, like, aside from that stuff happening, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but if you watch the concert, like, I looked up the concert to see like the whole thing from beginning to end, because I didn't want to see just the horrible moments that people were taping. I wanted to see, because they'll pan out. If they show the whole concert, they're going to pan out and show everywhere and everything. So I wanted to see the concert, from what it was from just far out. And for the whole concert, like, you couldn't tell anything was going on. But when you see the videos that came out when people were like right there in the middle of everything, you could see it, obviously. But aside from any of that, dude, I watched, some of the performances. I mean, even Drake, who I love Drake. I've grown up listening to him. I've been listening to him like 10 years now. Yeah. Dude, like, honestly, it's just them screaming the whole time, and barely rapping. So it's like
pretty much alive, what rap is pretty much nowadays. I mean, I'm 21, I'm almost 22. I sound like an old head, but I listen to there be some times where I listen to music from like when we was kids, 2000s, maybe when our parents was like teenagers or in their 20s, in the 90s, 80s and shit like that. I listen to that shit some days, and I just think I listen to a Nothing But a G Thing by Snoop Dogg, or then some shit from the 2000s, like 2005 Lil Wayne, and then I listen to the shit in 2010s, like when Kendrick and J. Cole first came out. And then I listen to 2020 shit, whoever is new, hot out, whatever. And I'm just like, damn, music, it's evolved, but not all of it is how it used to be. At one point, I guess before we was born, before our time, whatever, it's music changed a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of got good, a little better, but then it got more bad, because some people just mumble. Most people not even talking about shit, rapping about the same shit, pussy, guns, all that shit.
Right.
How many cars they got. It's just the consumers, we don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They the one providing us that information. And I mean, the whole scandal with listening to rap music can be bad. That shit's been going on for years. With the whole you hear a lot of stories about somebody kid listening to a motherfucking NBA Youngboy song or some shit, and then he go out and murder his whole family, whatever. I mean, they like to blame the artist for that shit. Right. It's the kid too, and sometimes it's the parent, because you got your kid listening to that shit. And then you look at these kids nowadays, and then take a look at Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, all these female rappers that rap about they pussy, ass, and twat all day, and you just gotta blame the parents. That's just how I feel.
Right. Well, that's what I think.
Too much.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes you appreciate guys like J. Cole, like Kendrick, or even somebody like Logic as well. I love Logic.
Logic. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be careful with your energy. You have to be careful who you listen to. Now, don't get me wrong, the voice of the heroes isn't rapping about sunshine and rainbows, but
yeah, there was that. Even Meek Mill's album, Meek Mill. That's another album I forgot to mention. Expensive Pain, that's what it's called. That
Yep.
shit went crazy. I remember when it first came out, and he said some shit. I'm gonna see if I could look up the lyrics real quick because Meek Mill said some shit, man.
Yeah.
It was one song he got. He basically described this generation of females. I'm trying to find that shit real quick. Meek Mill.
But while you're looking that up, like if I'm listening to the Voice of the Heroes album, I'm listening to that because I'm going to the gym. You know, I'm trying to lift weights or whatever. Or, you know, sometimes if I'm driving and whatnot. But I try more and more to listen to music that's gonna give you a little bit more positivity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna like uplift you too and make you, motivate you.
Right. Exactly.
Not some shit that's gonna make you be like, oh, fuck this, and drop the dead weight, want to go knock out everybody that's in the
Right.
Nah, man, that ain't it.
Right.
Nah, Meek Mill is definitely like he another one that says some shit. Like, matter of fact, he said some real shit here. It was an Expensive Pain, the song. He was like, this expensive pain, loving on the bitch you claim, knowing some rich niggas hitting, it'll never be the same. This expensive pain. Went through some shit about this money. I seen some niggas change. Expensive pain. And he said, these Cartiers, I'm with your bitch, and I just called her here. We all in here. Ask me about Scarlet shit. I used to ball in it. Motherfucker went crazy.
Yeah, Meek's different. The only problem I have with Meek, sometimes like listening to Meek, is he's always yelling at me. You know, like
for real.
Which I do like. Don't get me wrong, because I'll need that sometimes. I'll need that type of energy to get me pumped up or something. But that's not like I can't listen to him all the time. And that other problem I have with Meek, not in a super negative way, but it's just like, there are certain rappers that can do a lot of different things and are pretty versatile, like a Drake or a J. Cole or a Kendrick, where they can give you something slow and meaningful, or they can give you something fast and upbeat and whatever, that's going to give you that type of energy. But there's some guys like a Meek Mill where it's all hype stuff and guns and this and that, and it's just like it's not bad to listen to every once in a while, but that's not the type of artist I'm going to listen to all the time,
Meek Mill got a song called Outside. One of the lyrics, he said, if life's a bitch, I'm having my way with that shit and I'm hitting it raw. He be saying some wild shit sometimes. I ain't gonna.
That's actually really good, man.
For real, he said, what else did he fucking say? He said, I've been balling so long in Miami, I don't need to take bitches on dates to pipe. She got niggas that's rich, but they really ain't lit like that.
You know what Lil Wayne said?
Yeah.
He said, life is a beach, I'm just playing in the sand.
That's another person, matter of fact, like another lyricist. Nah, man. Lil Wayne, matter of fact, he dropped that little joint shit with who was it, Rich the Kid? And he had a song called Feeling Like Tucci, right? Now, Lil Wayne, feature-wise, he been killing that shit this year.
Oh, yeah. Always, yeah.
This year has been a good-ass year for him with features. Like, he's been killing that shit. Like, you hear Lil Wayne damn near on every album that came out this year.
Right. I mean,
like the shit with I forgot the name of the track on Certified Lover Boy with him and him, Drake, and Rick Ross.
Shit? Yeah, I was listening to that today. Yep.
Yeah, that shit, man. That shit just goes crazy.
You only live twice.
Rick Ross went crazy too. Like Rick Ross he actually nice though. He been like that.
Yeah, he's good. Who we always talk about is Future.
Future, yeah.
Hubba.
He said, how many people gonna be there?
Yeah.
Future, I think him and Uzi need to drop another one.
Oh man, that would make my brain spin, man.
I think they need to do that because that came out, what was it, last year? Or early this year?
Yeah, I think it was last year. I remember that song Over My Head. Remember that?
Yeah. It was like early last year, like around the time the pandemic started or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit, they need to drop another one. I mean, Future, man, he just be doing little features here and there, but he don't drop much of his, like, albums or mixtapes like that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, no, Future's always one of those guys that, like, you could just look up his music and just, it doesn't matter what it is, it's going to be good.
Man, the shit Future says, though, popping a pill and doing toxic shit, I can't relate because I
Right.
never popped no pills and I never will. I ain't
Right.
that old. Wait, would you ever do that though?
Whatever, do what?
Pop a pill?
No, sir. No, sir. I stay away from drugs, man.
See, like, I don't see how people could do that shit. Like, this,
I
people
don't
be
know.
taking Percocet. I mean, if you numbing your pain, go ahead and do that shit. There's like a million ways you could do it, but putting
Right.
a damn capsule in my mouth and that shit could potentially kill me, nah, I ain't doing that.
No, man, I don't do that. I've never had a drug in my life. Never smoked weed, but
Mhm.
you know, sometimes have a drink or two here or there. But really, that's it, man. I try to find. I mean, really, it sounds stupid, and you know, you think about it like, oh, whatever, blah 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 blah. But you know, not you personally, but some people looking out there would be like, whatever. But
Yeah.
find the most natural resources around you, you know, to help out with those type of things, just going for a run or, you know, working out or listening to positive music or something
even
like that, going outside for a walk.
Yeah.
That 10 times out of 10 is going to help you way more than any of that other stuff would, you know?
Yeah, like, because if you think about it, like, these drugs don't love us, man. We may love these drugs. We may love alcohol, like getting drunk, you know, shit like that. But
Right.
eventually, in the long run, that shit don't love us because it can kill us, you know? Like, It's like, the way I see it, you know, you got people out here, like, you know, getting diseases and having health issues from, like, alcoholism, you know, and being alcoholic. Like, people like, oh, my liver fucked up, and hey, you've been drinking heavy for years. But it's like, the way I see it, you could drink all you want, you can smoke all the weed you want, maybe puff a cigarette, whatever you do. But just keep yourself healthy. Like, go to the gym, work out, meditate, exercise, eat better, you know, get some sun. You know, sun is definitely like the energy, you know,
Right.
we're gonna need. It's good for ourselves and our skin. And
So talk about-
man, just like anything but like the negative, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, it's gonna go over their heads because it's like a lot of people are so content and just like getting drunk just to numb shit, or, you know, getting high just to numb it. You know what I'm saying? It works, but, you know, it's not always gonna be there like that. I don't know. Everybody got their own mixed opinion, but me personally, I know how to have a good time without getting drunk, getting high. But I mean, I still do that, you know, but I don't need it to feel something, like feel better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, like you said, I
Especially
mean, you just said to numb, and I mean, that's the thing, is like, that's a temporary fix. So all you're doing is postponing feeling something that you're going to have to feel anyways. If you're sad about something and, you know, you go out and you drink or you smoke a lot or you do some drugs,
Yeah.
that's whatever. I mean, that's your choice, but at the end of the day, you're always going to have to come back to what the root of that was, you know what I mean? So why not hit that head on and try to deal with it right then and there, you know?
Yeah, like, you know, just, it's like you fighting your own demons. Like, you could be like, you know, it's a lot of people around our age, whatever, they pop pills, do shit, whatever. And it's like they do it just to numb the pain, be like, all right, cool. You know, you got your PTSD, you got to take care of whatever. But then it's like deep down, it's like they got an addiction to that shit.
Right.
And it's sad because it's like, it's people really losing their lives and killing themselves over that shit, man. And, you know, like, you don't ever hear about weed killing somebody. It can't really kill you. You can get killed over it, you know, but that's a different, you know, story. Alcohol, that shit can kill you. That shit will first give you health issues, but if you let it affect you, it'll lead to death, you know. And I don't see, like, it's crazy. Like, you know how people just go out every weekend, get drunk, drink like a fifth of Hennessy to the face, no chaser, and all type of shit. There's all this, like, shit. And if you think about it, like, we're young, right?
Right.
The more toxic stuff you put in your body, as we get older, we may not live to see, like, 60, 50, you know what I'm saying? Or live to see our grandkids and stuff like that. You know, what I'm basically trying to explain is just, you know, put your health first, mentally and physically, because it's going to be needed as you get older and progress over time. Like, especially, like, mental health is so important, bro. Like, I wish a lot of people knew, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Even, like, you know, it relates to mental and physical, like what alcoholism, drugs, anything, like, you know, addiction, period. It's like, you can still drink, you can still smoke. If you do a drug, do that thing. But at the end of the day, just, you know, take care of yourself. Like, it's people out here that, you know, did cocaine in like the 80s and they still here, you know, as long as they stop doing that shit and start taking care of themselves, like better care.
Right. Yeah, 100%, man.
I mean,
And I mean, the thing too is like, you know,
it's my head, you know, like that's just what I think.
Yeah, man, I agree 100%. And the thing too is like, it's hard not to look at it in this perspective, but you kind of have to go out of your way to do that. Is, you know, even though we're so young, looking down the road, you have to think about every decision that you're making now is going to be affected somehow down the road. So
absolutely, yeah.
If you want to have kids or you want to have grandkids and you want to stick around, and not only stick around, but be present mentally, spiritually, all that, you have to protect yourself, you know? I mean, there's a lot of ways things could go wrong. It's not just decisions you make, you know? But if you can limit that, you know, then you're going to be in a better spot. So
yeah, it's definitely a form of self-care, and it shows a lot about your character. Like if you you know, you value yourself and you know your worth, and you maybe even have a purpose on this earth, then you're gonna do what you got to do to really get yourself right, you know, spiritually, mentally, physically, any aspect you can, you know. And it's just like, that's what a lot of people don't understand, especially in our generation, man. Like these 20-year-olds, early 20s, whatever, like you see a lot of people left and right just doing, you know, the opposite of the good shit I just said. You know, basically I'm just trying to promote good health to everybody. Just, you know, start working out, man. And, you know, you ain't gotta be in the gym every day, but as long as you're doing something that's not corrupting your body, your system, whatever, then you'll be okay. You'll be in good spirits.
Right, 100%. So how's your spiritual journey going? Because I know you talked about it last time we saw each other. You're starting to get on that wave.
Yeah, it's not too bad, you know. And I've been, you know, I haven't meditated as much between just being, well, I've had time to meditate, but I just didn't take the time, you know, if that makes sense. But shit, man, I just, for the most part, I've been in good spirits, you know. Like I've been manifesting what I've been wanting, working my way towards that, and that's all you really can do. Like people don't understand, like people, man, manifestation is so real.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like you never know. Like you can manifest the person you want, like in your life. You know, you can manifest good friends. You can manifest money, as long as you're really like putting in the effort and putting in the work, you know, to do that. Anything is possible, man. Like a lot of people be like, you know, just trusting God and stuff. And you're right, you could, like, you know, you can have your total faith in God, but you also gotta manifest what you want and like work towards that shit. Like for example, I'm manifesting, you know, $1,000. Not even, like I'm manifesting 1,000 listeners on this podcast, right? To the point I'm making money off every listener. So I'm gonna manifest that shit, and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna just speak it like it already happened. Like I got 1,000 listeners. I'm making money. I may not be rich off the shit, but I'm making like a good cut, you know what I'm saying, off of my craft. And that's all that really matters, because it's like, as long as you know what you want, it's gonna come to you. You just gotta put in that work. So what am I doing? I'm making more episodes, putting myself out there, coming up with ideas, whatever, using my creativity. And I'm making this shit happen, dog, till I reach my limit, reach my goal. And even when I do reach my goal, I'm gonna still keep going.
Yeah, 100%. So how are you promoting your podcast nowadays? Like, what are you doing to kind of get that out there? You know, obviously you got your buddies and your friends that probably listen.
Yeah, what I'm doing is like pretty much, you know, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, maybe even send it on like a text message to whoever doesn't have social media, you know what I'm saying, in my phone contacts, whatever. I just promote this shit everywhere. Like any social media I got, I could have a goddamn MySpace and I promote it on there, you know. And speaking of that, they came out with a new MySpace too. I think it's called Space Hey or some shit. That's weird, but yeah, I just you know, promote on all my social medias I got, like Twitter. And I barely use Twitter like I used to, but I'll go on there just to promote it, because you know, I got tons of followers. A lot of them I don't even know, so they could probably be like, okay, you know, let's check out this podcast. They could be from like overseas, who knows? But I got their attention. My plays went up since, you know, because of them, and the rest is history. I'm just doing good with it. So then, you know, that's that. Facebook, I don't get a lot of flack on because I'm not popular like that. So I'm not even popular, period. I'm just shit. I don't know what I am.
It's
But,
gonna happen though.
yeah, I mean, there's people that check it out, family, friends, stuff like that. Probably even strangers that might check me out, support. So I definitely got a good support system behind me for sure. Like family, my mom.
Wait, hold up. So Mama Jane listens to this?
Yeah. Well,
wait, all right, hold up. So let me just do a shout out real quick. If you want to tell your mom, go to the timestamp 3930 or 3920. Go to 3920. This is a shout out to Jane, Ahmad's mom. It's it's like my second mom. I love you. Thank you for always supporting me. That's all I got.
Right there.
Quick shout out.
That's Mama Love. Yep, that's the one who raised me and who whipped my ass every time I was being hard-headed.
Hey, that's why you're gonna be great, man. It's because Jane right there, Mama Jane.
Man, speaking of that, like the whole parent thing, it kind of goes back to what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever just look at these kids nowadays and, okay, when we were kids, we weren't that bad. I don't know how you were when you were a kid, but me, I was just hard-headed. The way when I look back and think like, damn, I really did that back when I was like 7. I was just hard-headed. Yeah. I mean, obviously you a kid, you don't know no better, but these kids nowadays, bro, like these 2010s kids to like late 2000s, they're terrible. Like they're worse than we were.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, I think a lot of it is back in the day, and fortunately I didn't really have any times like this that happened to me because I had that respect to begin with. But nowadays, I mean, you could say whatever and you could talk wild on social media and you're not going to get punched in the mouth for it. Nah. But if you do that back then, I mean, someone's going to show up at your door, like that's real. You know what I mean? Now it's just like you could, just bust off talking to anyone wherever and nothing's going to happen to you,
Man, people like really mistake this. Like, well, a lot of people don't understand. Some people really got to watch what they say to people and who they say it to, because you may say it to the most calmest dude on social media, but you don't know who he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. He could know his brother could be like a 3-time felon. Right. Just got out of jail. He's like, if anybody fucks with my little bro or some type of shit, I'll kill him. And he could really run up and kill their asses. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what people lack nowadays is respect, bro.
100%.
Like respect and loyalty are the 2 main things that are lacked these days. Like, it seemed like, I mean, you go around and people talk about nobody is loyal, nobody this and that. You know what I'm saying? I can't say loyalty doesn't exist, but it's definitely like, it's not around like it was, because you hear it's a lot of relationships ending, it's a lot of friendships ending, it's a lot of like shit going on, and it's just people are being disloyal behind one's back. Have I been through it personally? Like multiple times? Absolutely. But right. We all have, everybody's dealt with disloyalty at one point in our lives, whether it be a family member, close friend, shit, girlfriend, relationship, whatever.
For sure.
Sometimes we've even been like disloyal to ourselves, if you really think about it.
For sure. And there's a lot of people out there too who have the mindset that they don't have anything to lose. So you may be thinking, oh, this is worth it, this argument, rah, whatever. But at the end of the day, first of all, it's not worth it for either of you. And secondly, that other person on the other side of that might just think, well, I've got nothing to lose. I'm already in this spot, whatever.
Man, you know what I learned over time, though? It's just like, what I've learned personally as I get older is just a lot of this shit, man. Like, a lot of the shit, you could be tripping off of some random female or dude that was talking crazy on like Twitter or some shit, Twitter fingers, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could just be typing their life away, trying to just bring your aura down and, give you their low vibrational energy and try and spread that on you. Nah, it's just like, I mean, they can go ahead and do that, but at the end of the day, I know I'm good, and it's like, I'd rather just take a deep breath, get back to doing what I was doing, rather than just attend to you and lose everything that I've earned and everything that I got over somebody who is never on my level. Like, you're never going to reach my level of status or anything like that. So it's just like, what's the point of, going back and forth with somebody like that,
Man, I lost you there.
Oh yeah, you back?
I'm back. Are we still on the same recording?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man. It's just like, life is so precious, bro. And it's like I'm learning that as I get older, man. It's just like all this shit, everything is pretty much basically temporary, because we all gonna die one day. We all not on this earth. We here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like me personally, I done been back and forth with people that wasn't worth my energy. It didn't matter, friends, old relationships, whatever the hell. At the end of the day, what I've learned something from it. Like I learned a lesson. Just, don't be going back and forth with people that could either get you locked up or killed or make you lose all your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's why I just, keep my distance. I stay in my own lane. I make my money. I do this. I do whatever I got to do to just, provide for myself. I don't got no kids or nothing. I'm not married, but I definitely do the right thing, and I try to avoid people that will cause me to do the wrong thing.
Right. And even further than that, even further than just getting, worrying about getting killed or locked up is the main thing. Like, you don't want to waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like your time's precious. Like you said, a good time here for a good time, not a long time. So, I mean, you got to make the most of that. So it's all those petty arguments.
Short too.
Yeah. It's never worth it. That's why anytime I have the slightest inkling that there's going to be a confrontation or something, obviously if there's a problem, you gotta solve it. You gotta handle your stuff. But at the end of the day, this prolonged whatever beef with someone or anything like that, it's never worth it, man. You just gotta move on,
Yeah, man, I hear you. Like, that's what I'm just learning. Like, a lot of shit I dealt with, like I've dealt with a lot of people like that in the span of a few years, since I was a teenager. But what I learned over time going into like 22 years old is just, man, all that shit ain't worth it, bro. Like, if you think about it, I'm doing better than more than half of these people that I went back and forth with. Like, a lot of these people I went back and forth with, where are they at now? And where am I at now?
Right.
Like, listen, man, I got a good job. I got a loving family. I got a girlfriend who loves me and shit. I got, friends. I'm healthy.
Right.
No health issues, no nothing. I got everything I need around me. I got food in my stomach. I got clothes on my back. I got a house to live in. I got a car. My bank account's good. I'm great, man. I got a podcast. I'm getting attention from it. Like, bro, life is good.
Dude, life is on the rise for you, man.
Yeah, like all I'm doing right now is just trying to perfect my craft and build it up. It may not be my best work, but guess what? My best work now is it's still going to be, to me, my best work. But then my next work after my, previous work or whatever, that might be the best one. You don't know unless you keep trying.
100%.
And that's what, I've been told this plenty of times. It's like me, it's kind of like one ear and out the other, because I may fuck up and make the same mistakes, but yet subconsciously and consciously, whatever, I don't know, I understand, because it's just like what I fucked up in last time taught me to just do better next time. So if, let's say, for example, I'm on like my 5th podcast episode. I didn't like it. All right, cool. Because the 10th one going to be even better than the 7th.
Right.
So it's just, or like, I'm kind of trying to get into like beat making now and shit. Or like, if I don't like this beat, then the next 2 I might make might be the one.
So do you listen back to your podcast after you do it?
You said what?
You listen back to your podcast after you do it?
Yeah, I usually go through like an editing process, and like if I may add a little like background music or anything and stuff like that. But I definitely cool. Always do that. Like, this is my 2nd episode so far. Shout out to my cousin Dev, what I'm saying, for the 1st episode. Go get his book right now, The Sounds of Boredom, hottest new poetry book out here. Go get it. It's on Amazon for like $14, I think. But yeah, this is my 2nd episode. So I just once I'm done recording, I just go back and review what the hell I was talking about, and I'm sober right now until tonight, but
man, well, hey, we might have to come back for an episode where we have a couple of drinks, man.
Yeah, man, shit. That might have to be the funniest one there, because we just gonna be talking shit, man, especially me.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, man, I'm honored, man. I'm the 2nd guest. It's I mean, hopefully I can come on. Definitely down the line. I'm always free, man. So I'm glad to be a part of this, the uprise.
You could be a regular here if you wanted to be. Because what I'm gonna do, because I November's a busy month for me, and because I'm moving to a new house and shit. I just started a new job, so what I'm gonna do once I move and everything, I'm definitely gonna get this like more episodes out when I get the chance and stuff like that. Because right now I got my own little stuff that I'm dealing with. So, but I'm just trying to make the best out of something small and see where it takes me.
Yeah, well, hey, if you need a regular, man, I'll take part, man. I'll be here.
For sure, I'm gonna definitely hit you about that.
Definitely, man. But yeah, I mean, I like you. You never, because like you said, I mean, we never know what's gonna happen. So
yeah, it's like you never know what can be in store for you or what the universe and God will send you. Unless you put in some work or unless you make stuff happen. Like,
right.
It's like I was, me, I suffer from anxiety, so I was kind of a little like iffy about this podcast, and even after I posted my first episode, I was like, oh damn, like just having all these thoughts, like I wonder if this is gonna make it. What if I don't make a lot of money off this? I mean, then again, after a couple of days, I got out of that funk, and I just told myself like, you really need to get, plug in your microphone, turn on your laptop, do what you got to do. I didn't write down any ideas, creative ideas, but that'll come in the future. Just turn on your laptop, plug in your mic, headphones, whatever you got to do. Open up this podcast shit, invite my boy, invite any guest that's coming on the show, whatever.
Right.
And make it happen. Press play, press record.
Well, I mean, that's big of you too, man. Because I mean, like you said, dealing with anxiety and everything. I mean, that's a huge thing that you're just like, you jump right into it, and that's the thing. Is like you jump right into it. Once you're rolling, you're rolling.
Yeah, that shit can be hard. For some people, it can really be like a really difficult task because they'll get to the point where they just don't do anything at all. Like me, I'm a confident guy. But at the same time, I had to just like push myself to really step out my comfort zone. That's what I did, just turn the shit on. I bought all this, like a microphone and laptop. I didn't buy it for nothing just to spend money. Like, nah, it's investing in yourself. And then I'm spending $100 on like random stuff, little appliances that I need, to succeed. But at the end of the day, the money I spend is going to come back, whether it's from this, whether it's from my 9 to 5. Whatever it is I do, I know how to make my money.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's just how my mom raised us.
Well, I think the cool part too is if you want to do like a collaboration where I come on more often, it's like I've got different people we could probably bring on. Like I've got some personalities, man. I've got some friends that they'll be able to spruce it up. Like I'm sure people maybe had a couple laughs here and there throughout this, but I got some people. They'll make some people laugh. So,
yeah, definitely need some comedy on the show, man. Because this show isn't focused on like one thing. It's not like Donald Trump is threatening to kill Joe Biden or
right,
or like Chuck E. Cheese is like we're here to have fun. We're here to talk shit. We're here to like. Basically, like I said, it's in the title, Thinking Out Loud. Whatever you got going on in your head right now, whether it's about your homeboy's baby mama, whether it's about shit going out of business, whether it's about Walmart crashing on the stock market, whatever it is, we could talk about it right here because it's Thinking Out Loud.
That's the beautiful part, man. You're opening yourself up, man. You got all different avenues you can go down. You're not just locking yourself into one talking point,
Nah, because after a while, it's just like, the older you get, and then as you build confidence over time, it's just like, it's okay to be in the shell for a couple of days if you're not feeling like, you can't do it, whatever. But it gets old after a while. You just got to dig yourself back out and just be like, hey, man, I can do this. I got the potential. I didn't buy all this for nothing. And I was talking about all these ideas, but I'm giving up. Nah, I'm going to get all my equipment together and I'm going to, press record and make this shit happen.
Right. Well, and the cool part too is that you can get feedback from, the people, your viewers. You can get feedback and people are like, I don't like when you talked about this for too long, or I like when you went down this road. Can you talk about that more? Have
Yeah.
you gotten any feedback about what people like or don't like?
As far as a specific topic in general, dating back to my first episode, nah. But I know the people, like, you know, my homeboys and stuff like that, excuse me, they said that, you know, it was a good podcast to listen to, good listen. So they was just like, you know, like, you should definitely do more. And I told a lot of people, like, I told at least like 10 people so far that I would get them on the show. But at this point, man, this is just how I roll. Like,
Right.
I'm serious about my craft, and I know this shit can take me somewhere. Like, being on a podcast, having my own podcast wasn't like a dream. Like, oh, this is what I want to do in my life. It's something that I want to do that I can make money from and just have fun doing this shit from my room, from my house. Even if I'm on the go in the car, just as long as I'm having fun, you know, because a lot of people work these 9-to-5 jobs and they're miserable as hell and think like, oh yeah, just because I work a 9-to-5, you know, I'm good. And the whole time they're falling behind on bills and their kids ain't fed. The kids is eating their damn diapers for food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just crazy. But me, it's like what I'm trying to do, especially for the new year. Now, I don't want to put my, you know, resolutions out there, but fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway because I'm going to make it happen.
Do it.
Basically, like, my resolution is just to have different sources of income and just, shit, make more money than I did this year.
Right. That's a really good goal.
Like, you know, it's people, like I said, like, people only work a 9-to-5 and they think they doing better than the next. I mean, I'm not even doing better than the next man myself, and I got like a couple sources of income in there, but it's just like I'm pushing myself, you know, to do harder than I did yesterday.
Right.
And nobody really, you know, I got people around me that could just be like, oh yeah, you gotta do this, you know, just motivate me, push me. But the only person that can really do that better than myself is myself.
Right.
You know, sometimes you're your most reliable asset, especially when it comes to something like a serious craft you're trying to improve on and stuff, you know?
For sure.
And that's why, you know, like with this, you know, I wanted to get into like a little bit of beat making because I've always had a love for music since I was little, you know, and I used to have a keyboard and everything, play keyboard and stuff like that, make a little beat or something. So I would always have fun, you know, I would rap a little with my homeboys and shit. Me and my boy was supposed to drop an EP, I think, earlier this year, but we never got to that shit. And I kind of just fell out. Like, it kind of just grew apart for me, the whole rap shit. So that's why I took, you know, some time off from that. But then I was like, you know what, fuck it. Start something new.
Right.
You know, try and buy this little, I bought this thing called an MPK Mini. It's like a little mini keyboard with drum pads, whatever. I'm going to just teach myself how to throw together some beats and instrumentals, and I can start, you know, doing my own little thing, and even, you know, making a little like one of those lo-fi beats or something, or any type of beat, and just put it like on my podcast, you know, like as like background music, intro music, whatever I gotta do.
Yeah, and the thing with that too is that's all you own it, you know, you don't have to
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why it's like, you know, whether it's music, this, whatever you do, the best thing I learned, and my sisters, you know, my mom, pretty much anybody with experience taught me this, even like looking on like interviews and stuff. The best thing to do, just do things independently, man. Like for example, if you like a rapper or something, I can't tell everybody this because I don't even know the game like that. But if you a rapper, you know, like, and you trying to make it in the music industry, the best thing to do, man, is just, you know, be independent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put your own money in. You ain't got to borrow from a CEO or exec. You probably have a little distribution deal going on or something. I don't know. Like I said, you know, but at the end of the day, independent, I'm learning it's the best way, you know, just not to rely on anybody. Like, I mean, you're going to have friends or family members who's down to do this. Like, you know, my boy may be down to do this, or my cousin may, you know what I'm saying, do this with me.
Right.
But, and that's okay. That's going to work. But the point is just to make all this happen by yourself. Like the podcast, that idea came from my sister, Shanti. And she, we was talking about that a while back, you know, like she was like, why don't you, you know, start a podcast and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I was going to therapists and shit, telling them about random stuff. But I'm like, hey, this is my own therapy. I'm my own therapist, and this is therapeutic. And my guests is like clients, except we kind of just like talking to each other about random shit.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of it, though. That's pretty much what the show consists of. Like, we not focus on like one topic about like, you think fucking Lamar Jackson folded last night at the Ravens game, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or what you think is a better strand of weed, sativa or indica, or what's the best alcohol, Remy or Hennessy? You know, like something like that. We talk about anything on here.
Dude,
like when it comes to politics, I might be a little quiet, but
right.
I don't care about the president. You know, all I could say is, you know, he's a dickhead for raising gas prices, but that's it. But shit, I gave my insight at the end of the day.
Right. Hey, like I said, I like it, man. I like the ideas. I think it's all good, man. I think, yeah, for sure. I think you got a wide range of ideas, and you don't have yourself tied into anything where you're, I got to talk about this all the time, or I got to talk about this and that. It's just kind of that freedom of thought, you know? And then also too, if you get more people listening to it, you reach out to more people. I think that, you know, more of the success can possibly come from the guests. You know, I think the guests are a huge part of it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we could be talking about the same things right now, but if we had, you know, a famous whatever talking with us, that's going to boost it up that much more, you know?
I wanted to get like all types of people on here, man. Like, not even just regular friends, you know, like, I mean, anybody trying to get on here, as long as they don't like be all stagnant and fuck up the episode, you know how people are.
Right. Okay, well,
welcome.
Ahmad, let's do this right now then. Let's put this out there. I mean, let's put this out there right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've got goals, right? So if we're reaching for the stars, and we don't go halfway in. You know, you and I, we go all in. I'm saying one of our guests, one of these days down the road, I don't know when it will be Drake. J. Cole's gonna get on here. We're gonna get who else are we gonna get?
If you really think about it, if it I would hope this happens, but if it doesn't, I mean, hey, that's okay as long as it gets some exposure. But if it ever got that far, all I would say is just, man, that shit is crazy. That's all I would say.
Well, if you got anybody in mind, just say it now. That way down, you know, because you just got to put it out there, and it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So
it's really about exposure, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, Drake, J. Cole, we're excited to have you on the show sometime. Oh, shout out to you guys.
For real.
But, yeah, man. So, it's on the up and up, man. Like I said, like the ideas. Think it's going in the right direction. And, you know, it's only a matter of time. And the thing is, too, the beauty of it, too, is, like, you have no pressure to think, like, if it doesn't go anywhere, you know, this sucks or blah, 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 blah. No, like you said, you're just having fun with it. And if it doesn't go anywhere, then, you know, that is what it is.
You know, if it doesn't, like, I don't have intentions on making it mainstream, but if it's just like, you know, as long as I'm making money doing what I want to do and just staying indie with it, then I'm comfortable with that, man. Because I'm not, you know, I don't want to be in the mix like that. If I'm out there somehow, then it's out there, but I don't need TMZ or paparazzi knocking at my door 4:30 in the morning. I'll be like Kanye West. Remember,
you blood-sucking mosquito?
When he was like, they came to his house, he was like, shut the fuck up. It's 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. That's exactly how I'm going to be.
You hear him say, you blood-sucking mosquito?
Yeah, you blood-sucking mosquito. He's like, you bully. I'm like, yep, that's me too. Somebody come to my house at 4:30 in the morning. I'm trying to sleep.
You come to my house at 4:30, it ain't going good.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me talk about that for a second. Let me go on a little rant. I hate when people ask you, like, you know, like, how's it going when it's not going good? Like, it ain't going good, man. Why are you asking that? Like,
they be like, how you feeling? I'm alive.
Right. Like, all right, let me tell you a story, right? So I'm moving out of my apartment, and So they had to come in a couple times to fix something that was wrong in the apartment, and it was just before I moved, so they wanted to make sure they got it fixed before the next person came in to look at it. And anyways, the landlord's dad or not the landlord's dad, I'm sorry, the landlord's kid or nephew or something was somebody who had worked on the house, and was somebody who would come in from time to time, was a maintenance guy. And for some reason, he thought someone was going to be working on my bathroom that day. So I'm sitting there just watching TV, hanging out, and he just walks into my apartment unannounced. And I'm like looking like, yeah, sure, come on in, and whatever. So he's like, oh, sorry, whatever. And that was that. And like 2 or 3 days later, I saw him, and he did like the same thing. They were showing my apartment, but the door was closed, and he just walks in again. And he looks at me and goes, hey, how's it going, man? I'm like, in my head thinking, it ain't going good. This is the second time you're walking in my door unannounced,
Oh, nah. See, man, I would tell him, like, you can't be walking up in folks' places like that, man. You get hurt.
Right, man. I'm like, what? I'm like I hate those stupid questions where it's like, I feel like you should be smart enough to know the answer to that. How's it going? It ain't going good, man. You're walking into my apartment.
Because you just barged in here.
Right. Exactly, man. Like,
you came in.
That's crazy. So, hey, when's your birthday? It's coming up, right?
Yeah, December 15th, Sagittarius.
Man, like I said, man, you're more than welcome to come out. I think I actually have a couple days off right around that time, too, the weekend. Yeah, I think it's the weekend of the 12th and the 13th. I have the Thursday, Friday off.
Yeah, I know my birthday's on a Wednesday this year. I might be working, but if I don't do nothing if I do something that day, like after work, it's probably just gonna be a chill at the house, get a little drunk, whatever.
Yeah, man.
Just casual me shit. But that weekend, probably like that Friday or Saturday, I'll probably end up doing something. I don't know yet.
You gotta turn up, man. 22.
8 more years and that's 30. But now that's still young though. Because you got those listeners be like, oh, you still young. You 22. Man, shut up.
Right.
Bitch.
So wait. So what's your demographic? Do you have any idea of how that is? Or is there any way that you can look at that? Like, if you've got a bunch of people our age, you got people younger, older listening. How do you know that?
Yeah, matter of fact, it was because I know after I edited the first episode and before I published it, it was like a little pie chart, and it showed, I guess, like the age. No, it wasn't even a pie chart. It was like a bar graph, and it showed the age range of the listeners, like 18 to 24 or like 48 to 60, shit like that.
Yeah.
It showed different people. I think it was more people in the 18 to 24 range and stuff like that. Because, like our peers and stuff.
Right.
They were definitely listening. There was a couple old heads in there. I don't know about kids, but yeah, it was, because I curse a lot, so I don't know about kids, but
right.
It was definitely a lot of old heads and 90s babies and 2000s babies up in the joint, but yeah. I can see who, not exactly who sees it or who listens to it, but just like the age range. And I'd be suspecting like, oh shit, that's my homeboy. That motherfucker like 21 years old.
Right. Right. Well, quick shout out to all the 20-year-old women out there. If you're 20 to 24, quick shout out to all you.
Shout out to the old heads too and the cougars and.
Shout out to all the 40 plus.
And your crutches, anything you need, your wheelchairs, all that shit.
Right. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the
whole world, white, black, purple, Korean, no matter what color, if you fat, skinny, body dysmorphia, whatever you got going on, shit. It's all love over here though.
It's all, yeah, you said it, man. It's always love.
Some people be having long ass backs. That's how fat they is. But I can't speak on that. I used to be a fat boy myself. But
so you're saying because of their weight that their back starts to grow longer, huh?
Yeah, their back longer than a Monday morning.
I've never heard that, man. So you're saying instead of it going east and west, you're saying north and south, you got problems.
That shit, motherfucking, like they're back so long. That shit got the north southwest or southwest north, whatever the hell.
Man.
But shoot, man. To end this off, it's Friday. I mean, got any plans? Just like hanging out, stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I think probably gonna get together with my buddy. I think we're gonna go out, get some dinner.
Yeah.
And then probably come back, play some Xbox or something, and call it a night, man.
Oh yeah, what game is you playing?
A lot of people are gonna laugh at me right now. I've honestly been avoiding this the whole time. When you asked me last time, I was like, don't say it because he's gonna roast you for it. I'm gonna be playing Fortnite, so.
There's grown men that play Fortnite still, and there be kids playing GTA. That's the backwards part.
Well, the funny thing is, I play with my uncle, and my uncle's he's like 40s. So I mean, we play all the time, and I don't know, it's the most fun. To me, it's one of the most fun games ever, just to play duos.
Yeah,
you play with somebody, and it's real chill too, because you're not, like you and I have played Call of Duty before, which we gotta get back to playing sometimes too. But
I might be on tonight. Matter of fact, Warzone.
Yeah, if you want, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, because but the thing is too is I can only do that in doses though, because man, you're always like getting shot at left and right, and I'm not even that good to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I started off playing 2K was my thing. So even though I haven't been consistent with playing 2K, up until actually recently I started playing again, I can always pick up 2K and know what's going on. But if I play Call of Duty, I didn't pick up that until I was 16, 17 years old. So I'm not, I'm not crazy with it like everybody else is,
Yeah, I used to be so nice with Call of Duty. I think my favorite last one that came out was 9 years ago. It was Black Ops 2.
Yep.
The last good, after, I think what came out the year after Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost.
I think that was just before the PS4 came out, Call of Duty 2, right?
I think it was the same year or something like that. Yeah.
Black Ops 2, that is. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Black Ops 2 was my favorite. That was probably the last Call of Duty game that I was a master in. I used to be at the top of the leaderboard, prestige and all that. Especially MW3, man, and Black Ops 1. That shit was different. But now it's I got the new Call of Duty Vanguard, and I still got Warzone. I have Cold War, but I deleted that because it was just kind of mid to me. But Warzone, I'm barely on. I'm on the new Call of Duty a lot, so I'm usually playing with a lot of people. And then they got the new Grand Theft Auto shit, the Definite Edition. It's basically remastered the old ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually nice though. It's valid. The graphics, I mean, it's pretty much the same as the old games, just the graphics got enabled. Well,
yeah, that's the games that were really popping off that I kind of grew up on and was playing was GTA was kind of fresh. It was the first couple of years, so it was still when everybody was like, whoa, this is